So let us begin then. Chemical properties of benzene. Okay, that's aromatic hydrocarbon we are going to discuss. So in that first chemical property you're going to study, that is electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, so let us understand what does it mean, electrophilic substitution reaction. You know what a substitution means. Substitution meaning is you replace one atom by the another atom, correct? No, we replace one atom by the another one. Okay, so that is what we call as substitution. Now here we are talking about electrophilic substitution reaction. Electrophile means electron deficient species. So I will denote it like this, E and then plus charge. So E plus charge means they are deficient of electron. So if a electron deficient species, okay, this is deficient of electron. Okay, so if an electron deficient species comes and replaces one atom in the benzene, then that substitution will be called as electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, now why electrophilic substitution reaction? Why not some other substitution? Okay, why benzene undergoes easily an electrophilic substitution reaction? See, the reason for that is benzene, if you take, you know, there are electrons. Okay, there is sigma electron as well as there are pi. No, these are nothing but pi bonds. See, here we have one pi bond and this is a pi bond. Here also we have pi bond. Now these pi bonds are nothing but made up of electrons itself. Okay, so here also you are having electrons. These are also electrons. Okay, so if you bring something which is having electrons, what will happen? Like if you bring something which is rich in electron, we call them as nucleophiles. The one which is rich in electron, we call them as nucleophile. And if I bring this nucleophile towards a benzene which already has an electrons, then what will happen? Then there will be repulsion, correct? There will be repulsion. So the reaction of nucleophile usually does not take place in the benzene. Okay, so nucleophilic substitution reaction we don't study for benzene. Usually what you are going to study is electrophilic substitution reaction, because electrophile is deficient of electron and these benzene will act as a nucleophile because they are rich in electron. Okay, these are rich in electron, these are deficient of electron, and you know opposites will attract. Okay, so here this nucleophile will immediately react with this electrophile and then have a reaction. Okay, so that is what is electrophilic substitution reaction. I believe it's clear for everyone. I will repeat once again. We are going to discuss about electrophilic substitution reaction for benzene. Okay, under the chemical properties. Physical properties I finished yesterday. Today what we are discussing is chemical properties. Okay, so today our topic is chemical property. Under the chemical property, we are discussing the first chemical property, that is electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, so I said electrophilic substitution reaction is where substitution meaning is replacing of one atom by another atom. Okay, and electrophilic substitution means where you replace a electron deficient species, then it will be termed as this. Okay, now when we are doing the reaction, why electrophilic substitution reaction? Because benzene has a pi electrons. Okay, so they have pi bond which are nothing but electrons. Okay, pi electrons they are. So if you bring a nucleophile is also having electrons in them. So these electrons and electrons will undergo repulsion. Okay, so there won't be any reaction taking place. But if you bring something which is deficient in electron, this benzene will act as a nucleophile and they will provide the electron to bind with this electrophile. Okay, so that's the reason why easily benzene undergoes electrophilic substitution reaction. So different kinds of electrophilic substitution reaction you are going to study. So those are, one is halogenation reaction. Okay, halogenation reaction to the benzene. Then we have reaction like nitration which is done to the benzene, then sulfonation, then Friedel-Crafts alkylation and Friedel-Crafts acylation. These are the different kinds of electrophilic substitution reaction we are going to study. Okay, so not to worry about these equations now. I will be discussing everything in detail. Okay, so first one which we are going to start, that's halogenation. Yes, we will start then. First one I said, it's halogenation. You are going to study. So halogenation here, meaning is you are going to substitute a halogen. Okay, we are going to substitute a halogen. That's X2. Generally, we write them as X2, no? Halogen. Okay, this halogen you are going to substitute into a benzene ring. Okay, so I will take a benzene ring here. Say I am taking a benzene ring. So this benzene will be made to react with halogen. Now I am writing general reaction. Okay, generally X2 I am taking. This X can be anything. It can be chlorine, it can be bromine, it can be iodine. So if you are particularly doing with chlorine, if you take here X as chlorine, then it will be called as chlorination. Okay, particularly it will be called as chlorination. If you take Br here, then it will be named as bromination. If I take iodine, then it is called as iodination. Okay, whatever element you are going to add, that name will be given to that particular reaction. Okay, so in general we call them as halogenation, but particularly if I am going to add chlorine, that will be called as chlorination. Bromine means bromination, iodine means iodination. Okay, so this reaction will be done in the presence of a catalyst, otherwise the reaction is quite slow. Okay, so this reaction is done in the presence of a catalyst, that is anhydrous. Okay, anhydrous aluminium chloride. You can take anhydrous aluminium chloride, or even ferrous bromide can be taken, Fe. Okay, FeBr3 can be taken, or FeCl3 also can be taken. Okay, so you will be taking these as the catalyst. Okay, these are serving as a catalyst. Now during the reaction, see what happens. We are doing electrophilic substitution reaction, so you need to generate an electrophile here. Okay, generation of electrophile should be done. So I will write the bond here, X, and then X bond I will write here. Okay, so there is X and X bond. Now you have to break this bond. That breaking of the bond will be done with the help of the catalyst. Okay. So they will break them down into, see, the bond will be broken down like this. This whole electrons will be shifted to one halogen. So one halogen will become X minus, the other halogen will become X plus. This happens in the presence of the catalyst. Okay. How it happens, I will tell you later now. Now you just remember, this catalyst will come and break down the bond heterolytically. Okay, heterolytic fission takes place where one bond gets all the shared pair of electron, one halogen atom, and the other halogen atom loses the electron. So you get an electrophile here generated. This electrophile will go and attack the benzene. Okay, now see, in the benzene, every place there is carbon. Every point of this, every vertex of here is a carbon, correct? No, and every carbon has a hydrogen attached. Agree? Every point over here indicates a carbon, and to that carbon we have a hydrogen attached. So this electrophile is there. No, we said it's a substitution reaction. Okay, so substitution means what? You have to add something and remove something from that place. Now what can come out here is only H, because we don't have anything else present in the benzene. We have only carbon and hydrogen, and hydrogen is more electropositive, correct? So they will come out easily. So this hydrogen comes out. Okay, so this H plus will come out, and this X is there, no, X plus, that will come and get replaced over here. Okay, so what you get will be, see, this benzene ring will be there, and instead of that H, you have to replace the halogen, plus that H which is coming out, that will combine with whom? That will combine with this X minus. So you will get H X, generally I am saying. Okay, so this is what happens in halogenation. Okay, so we took benzene, we made them to react with halogen, and this compound is called as halobenzene, or generally they are also called as haloarenes, because I said aromatic compounds are also called as arenes. So they call them as haloarenes. Okay, in the presence of these catalysts, the reaction takes place. So generally you can write down this: arenes reacts with halogen in the presence of, these are the catalyst. Okay, to yield haloarenes. So generally you write, then I will take particularly with example. Okay, so this is general reaction. Yes, only these catalysts can be taken for the reaction. I will tell you why these are taken. Okay. One example let me take here. Instead of X, I am going to take chlorine. Okay. So if you replace this X by chlorine, then that will be called as chlorination. Okay. This reaction will be termed as chlorination. So I'm going to do chlorination reaction here. Chlorination of benzene. Okay. Chlorination of benzene. In particularly, we are taking the example. Okay. So this one chlorination is enough. You will understand how it proceeds. So similarly, in case if they ask you for bromine, you can replace it by bromine. Okay. So benzene ring is made to react with benzene plus chlorine. Okay. Chlorine is Cl2 in the presence of anhydrous. Okay. Anhydrous either aluminium chloride. You can write any one. Okay. Need not write everything. One is enough. I will make use of only one. Anhydrous aluminium chloride. Okay. So then reaction wise what happens is here this catalyst will help you to break down this. Okay. Chlorine and chlorine bond is there. So this catalyst will break them down into one chlorine will come out as plus and one chlorine will come out as minus. That minus because this whole bond will be taken. Okay. And they will combine with this AlCl3. So that's how they like break down. And then this chlorine which is positively charged will be replaced by the hydrogen which is present here. I'm writing that hydrogen because we don't show it in a bond line structure. But you know for every carbon there is one hydrogen attached. So you are going to substitute this chlorine in the place of hydrogen. And that hydrogen will come out which will be later combining with this Cl minus. Okay, to give you the side product as HCl. And here I have now benzene ring. This benzene ring will be having one chlorine attached now. Where the hydrogen was there, we have replaced it by chlorine. Okay, so this compound is now, generally I told you if you have X, it's called as haloarene. Okay, now you are having chlorine here. So it will be called as chloro and benzene. So chloro, benzene is the name. Okay, so benzene on chlorination gives you chlorobenzene. Okay, so this is general reaction of formation of chlorobenzene. Now you need to understand the mechanism part. Okay. So next after that, the main thing what we have is mechanism. Okay, this much you write down students first. This is the main reaction. What happens? In one shot I have explained. But how exactly the path of these take place, exactly how benzene combines with Cl plus and then finally it gives you chlorobenzene. That will be the mechanism of it. Okay, so that I will be doing the next. Yes, now we will see the mechanism of this chlorination of benzene. Okay, so it goes in 3 steps. The mechanism proceeds in 3 steps. So I'll start here itself. Okay, mechanism. So the first thing which has to be done is generation of these electrophile. You have to produce this electrophile. Okay, and that electrophile will be produced, I told you, by using a catalyst. Catalyst will help you to generate this electrophile. Okay, so first step what we are going to do is we are going to generate electrophile. So first step name is generation of electrophile. Okay, so first step is generation of electrophile, which is done by taking what you are going to add to the benzene. You will utilize that reactant. So I am taking now here chlorine, Cl bonded with Cl, plus we have to make use of this catalyst which is anhydrous. You can just write this much, ANHY. Okay, anhydrous aluminium chloride. Okay, now if you remember aluminium chloride, you have studied in equilibrium. You remember under which category it was coming? AlCl3. You studied in acid and base, correct? No? If you remember acid and base concept, the last theory which was there, that was Lewis theory, correct? No? So if you remember Lewis theory, what do they talk about acid and a base? What do they say about acid and base? According to Lewis, Lewis acid is what? Lewis acid is the one which can accept electron pair, correct, no? And Lewis, yes, Lewis base is the one, which can donate an electron pair. Yes, very good. Yes, you all remember, correct, no? So Lewis acid is a substance which can accept an electron pair, and Lewis base is the one which donates an electron pair. So now here AlCl3 acts as what exactly? Will it accept an electron or will it donate an electron now? You see the bond. You will understand by seeing the number of bonds they are having. AlCl3 will act as an acid or they will act as a base. Yeah, they will accept. Very good. Yes. So if they are accepting, that means they will act as acid. Correct, no? Yes. Why they are acting like that? Because you can see here the number of bonds they are having is only 3. Okay, aluminium has only 3 bonds. So that means they are deficient of electron. And they require 2 more electrons. They require 2 electrons more so that they can complete their octet structure. Okay, so that's the reason why they are acting as Lewis. They act as Lewis acid. Okay, because they are having only 6 electrons with them. So if they receive 2 electrons, then they can become stable. Okay, now Ken asked me one question, why anhydrous aluminium chloride? Okay, anhydrous condition means where there is no water. Okay, without any water, no water. If you don't take any water, then those kind of salts, if there is no water present in them, we call them as anhydrous. Okay, if there is water molecules present, then we call them as hydrated salt. Okay, usually hydrated salts will be colored and anhydrous ones are colorless in nature. Okay, so why it is anhydrous? Because if you take water, water can donate an electron, correct, no? So if water donates, then they will become stable. Okay, they won't require an electron, so they will not serve this purpose. They will not act as a Lewis acid. Okay, so that's the reason why they don't take them in the presence of water. I hope this part is clear. Why anhydrous aluminium chloride is taken. Okay, and why aluminium chloride is taken? Why aluminium chloride? Because they are deficient of electron. Okay, they require 2 more electrons to become stable. Okay, and if they take in the presence of water medium, that water can donate an electron and then they will become stable. So you should avoid water being present. Okay, so we are not having any water molecule present. So now this aluminium chloride requires 2 electron pair. So what they do is, this is Cl and Cl bond is there, no? They will break this full bond, okay, and they will take this whole Cl minus along with them, and left out will be only Cl with a plus charge, because this whole bond, the electron pair, these two electron pairs are taken together with aluminium. Okay, so then they turn out to be, see here, the compound which will be formed here will be Al. Okay, it was a neutral molecule. Now if they receive one more chlorine, okay, with electron, then they will turn out to be Al, Cl4, and then minus. See, minus charge I am putting here. That minus charge, why? Because they have got one pair of electron extra. It was a neutral molecule initially. Okay, so now, so that's the reason why minus charge. Okay, now this chlorine which is there, the other chlorine lost it, no, lost it to this aluminium. So this chlorine will carry a positive charge. Okay, so that's how electrophile is generated. So it is generated in the presence of this catalyst. This is working as a catalyst here. Okay, this is working as a catalyst. Okay, Lewis acid, but they are acting as a catalyst. So their job is only to increase the rate of the reaction. At the end, once the reaction is over, they will come out again. Okay, they will come out again in the form of AlCl3. That you will see now. How do they come out? In the form of AlCl3 back. Okay, so this is first step. I hope for everyone this first step is clear. What we have done is we have generated a electrophile. Okay, we have generated electrophile. How will you generate an electrophile? What are you supposed to take in the first step? You will be taking the reactant, what you are supposed to add to the benzene, plus you will make use of that catalyst. Okay, the catalyst should be taken along with. So catalyst here is AlCl3, which is deficient of electron. So during the reaction, what they do is they will break down this chlorine atom heterolytically and take this electron pair along with them and get converted to AlCl4 minus, and this chlorine will be left out with positive charge. Okay, so this is the electrophile. This is the electrophile which is generated. I believe first step is clear to everyone. Just let me know, students, is the first step clear to everybody? Yes, okay. So first step I told you, we have to generate the electrophile and we have generated Cl plus over here as an electrophile. Second step, you are going to take this electrophile to the benzene ring. Okay. So this electrophile will go and attack the benzene ring. That's the second step. Okay. So your second step, I will write here. Step 2. Okay. This is second step. So that is attack of electrophile. Okay, attack of electrophile, that is Cl plus. So this attack of electrophile will take place on the benzene. Okay, so here I have taken benzene. So benzene plus, then you bring that electrophile which is deficient. Okay, Cl plus. See, now this is an electrophile which is deficient of electron, which requires an electron. Okay, so they can take an electron very easily. And benzene is rich in electron. So benzene will be providing their electrons to this Cl plus. Okay, so here during the reaction, see what happens. How are they going to provide these electron? This bond you can see here, no? This bond. So that bond you can just open it. Okay, so this I am opening it over here. I will put it on this carbon now. Okay, you can directly show actually, but then just to make it easy, because here it's on the board, I have to show you. So here I am shifting this electron on this particular carbon. So this carbon becomes negatively charged, and here this carbon will be losing the electron, correct? So then this carbon will be carrying positive charge. Okay, so here this bond I'm shifting on the carbon, making it negative. Okay, so that negative carbon will immediately take this chlorine which is positively charged. Okay, so now see how to write the product at the end after the reaction is over. So you will draw this benzene, but now only two bonds will be left out. Okay, because one bond we are utilizing to bind with the chlorine. Okay, so you will be having only one bond left. Two bonds left on this side. The other two side, those two bonds are there, no? Those you write as it is. This bond we are shifting over here to bind with the chlorine. Okay, so that will go in binding with the chlorine. So now see, chlorine will not have any positive charge, because now they have got electrons from the carbon. Okay, that pi bond which we have shifted here. Okay, so those electrons will be utilized to bind with the chlorine atom. So that is here now. See that bond which we have just opened it up and it's given to chlorine. Okay, so you imagine in that way. So this carbon in turn has lost, because they were supposed to have 4 bond. So if you are shifting this pi bond, that means this particular carbon has lost that electron in binding with the chlorine. Okay, so it's positive charge now. So this is the second step. Okay, so attack of electrophile has taken place on the benzene ring. Okay. So this is second one. Now see, during the reaction, after this is over, then what happens? After this is done, no, see now that I will write here inside the bracket I'm writing. So this carbon of the benzene has become deficient. I'm writing that same structure, the product structure on the other side here. See, chlorine atom, then I have this carbon with the positive charge. Okay, so it's deficient of electron, correct? This carbon over here, this carbon here is deficient of electron. So if any carbon is deficient, inside the benzene ring, there will be donation of electrons. See, one who is deficient, no, they will be stabilized. So that stabilization will happen by the pi electrons which are present here. The remaining pi electrons are there, no? They will try to satisfy this positive charge. It's like almost like that Samaj Seva type. Okay. So they will try to make this carbon stable. Okay. So if they have to make it stable, then they have to shift that electrons towards this deficient carbon. Okay. Which we call as resonance. So here resonance will start taking place. So see how the resonance takes place. You have studied about resonance effect if you remember. Okay, when there is deficient charge, we shift these electrons towards that deficiency. Okay, so I'm shifting this bond over here. So the next structure which I'm going to get, how it will be. Okay, so now here I've shifted this electron pair. So this carbon will become stable, no? So then I will have a pi bond here. See, this bond we shifted here. So that means this carbon will become deficient. Okay, I'm marking here. This carbon will become deficient. So put a positive charge over here. Okay, you will understand if you see their valency. If I shift this whole pi bond towards this positive carbon atom, this will become deficient. Okay, so a positive charge will come here. This bond you keep as it is. Okay, then this chlorine atom also I'm keeping as it is. Next, now this carbon is deficient. Okay, then again a shifting can happen. So again I can shift this this pi bond, which is front, okay, take it in one particular direction. This can come between them, okay. So then see the next structure I can write will be in this way, okay. This bond, and then we shifted this one right now, okay. So then that bond comes over here, which will stabilize this positive charge. But then this carbon will lose it. No, this carbon will lose it. So here will be the positive charge. Okay, then this chlorine you write as it is. After this, we can't do any shifting because there is no pi electron. So only these are the structures which are possible. These are the resonance structure. Means immediately when a carbon becomes positive charge, in that benzene only there is shifting of these electrons, okay, which we call as resonance stabilization. So this is resonance stabilization, okay, resonance stabilization of a carbocation, carbon with positive charge. So carbocation, you can write arenium also, okay, arenes with positive charge will be called as arenium. So this is the resonance structure, okay. So you can write this resonance structure as all the three structures, or you can combine them together and write, okay. Combining them together, you see how it will be, because these are the possible structures which takes place, okay. So then I can combine them and write together in this fashion. So I am drawing that benzene, and then you have a chlorine atom here, okay. This positive charge you just put in the center. See till where to where that resonance was happening, from this carbocation till here, okay, to this carbon. So that means till here to here the shifting of the electrons was taking place. So you will have this much only as a dotted structure. These are the dotted structure, okay. So till here to here we had shifting of the electrons taking place. So only till here you will draw this dotted structures, okay. So that is resonance structure, okay. Now one more thing, there is a hydrogen also which is present. So that also you need to show students here. There is another hydrogen also present, okay. So everywhere you will show that hydrogen. I will tell you why we are showing that. So everywhere that hydrogen is already present, okay. So that you will show it here like this, okay. So this was our second step, attack of electrophile taking place. After the attack is over, this benzene will lose one pi bond and carbon becomes positively charged. This is the structure what you get, and then they undergo resonance, okay. Now see the last thing what happens. Which one? Here is the hydrogen, no, see, everywhere I've shown that hydrogen, okay. Everywhere you show that hydrogen. Now third step what happens is, first step you are talking about general reaction. Here you are talking about this second step. In the second step, benzene. Yeah, there it is not required because initially we are focusing only on this pi electrons. So there it's not required. Once the product is formed, then you can show. Okay. So here it's not required here to show that hydrogen, because later once this is over, then this one's like function will come into picture. So that's the reason I have told you to show in the product stage. Not required over here. Okay. Then it becomes little like complicated to show that pi electron shifting and then hydrogen. So we avoid that. Okay. So you'll be showing it only in the second product step. Now last step, see what happens. Why I've shown that hydrogen you see here. Okay. I am drawing this compound here, this one where we have stopped, where we have got that product. Only this is enough. Okay. So this you write it here. It has a positive charge, and then here you have hydrogen and then chlorine atom. Okay. So this is our compound which is formed during the reaction. So now see, if you count the pi electrons, how many pi electrons are present here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4 pi electrons is not a, like aromatic compound, no? And this should be an aromatic compound. So to gain their aromaticity, what happens is, this bond which is there, no, which is between carbon and hydrogen, that will be taken back, because one more reason for that is carbon is positively charged. That's also not stable. One is they are not having their aromaticity. Second thing is carbon is deficient. So they will like to get their electrons back. Okay, so then they will pull this electrons of carbon and hydrogen, because from anywhere they can't do it. So from here the pulling will take place. So this hydrogen will be left out in the form of H plus, and they will get this back. Okay. So then you see the compound which you get will be like this. See, now benzene ring has come back and chlorine atom is also there. Okay. So that hydrogen which went out will combine with that catalyst which was generated that time you saw AlCl4 minus. Okay, that AlCl4 minus will release that chlorine atom that will combine with H, giving you HCl. Okay, plus AlCl3 will be back. Okay, so here see this we have broken down AlCl4 minus as AlCl3 plus the Cl minus. So that Cl minus combines with the H plus, comes out as HCl. Okay, and this catalyst will be regenerated. See, catalyst job was only to do the addition of that chlorine atom to the benzene ring. After the reaction is over, they are generated back as AlCl3. Okay, now this compound formed is chlorobenzene. Okay, so this is the last step. So in the last step, what we have done is we have removed the hydrogen. So last step is removal of proton. Removal of proton. Okay, or it's also called as deprotonation. It is also termed as deprotonation. See, AlCl4 minus. See, now I'll repeat this once again. See here, after we have broken this down, C and C bond, Cl and Cl